It's Tuesday, the 9th of March, and here's today's construction and demolition flash briefing. O'Keefe has appointed a new managing director. The McGee Group has joined the Wharf pack. The construction industry is still falling short on gender equality, and the Hillhead exhibition has shifted back yet again. Welcome to the Breakfast Show. I'm your host, Mark Anthony, and thank you to today's unofficial beverage sponsor, Arden Equipment, whose very nice glass mug is keeping me company this morning. Oh, I needed that today. You'll note that I'm back to my usual headgear today. Despite the addition of the headphones yesterday, I actually thought I looked fairly regal, but uneasy lies the head that wears the crown. So for now, at least, the crown is back on the shelf where it belongs, just about there. We will get to the news headlines in just a second, but first, I'd like to say a big personal happy birthday to ABC singer Martin Fry, the creator of my favourite album of all time. No jokes today about how Martin may or may not be a fan of all things Demolition. Instead, I'll just confess to the fact that I've now owned the album Lexicon of Love on vinyl twice, cassette tape, CD also twice, and in MP3 form. It remains my most listened to album on Apple Music to this day. I also saw it performed way back when, it was either 82 or 83, and then I saw it again with a full orchestra this time at London's Royal Albert Hall just a few years ago. So many happy returns, Mr. Fry, and thank you for the music.
If you enjoyed this show, please consider supporting us. Go to buymeacoffee.com/demolition news.
Right, let's take a closer look at those news headlines. Multidisciplined contractor O'Keefe has announced that it has appointed Mark Daly as its new managing director. Daly brings with him almost 30 years construction delivery experience. He joins O'Keefe Group after 9 years at Carey Civil Engineering, where he was head of delivery, managing their overall performance and delivery of projects in terms of safety, quality and commercial performance for principal contractors including Skanska, Balfour Beatty and Lendlease. Some pretty big names there. You can find out more about Mark Daly and his appointment over on demolitionnews.com, but good luck to Mark in his new role. Now, you know you're getting old when you find yourself reporting on the demolition and redevelopment of a project that you previously covered during its construction phase, and I seem to spend an awful lot of my time in the back end of the 80s down at Canary Wharf. So the news that McGee Group has won a prestigious new contract at London's Canary Wharf is somewhat bittersweet, at least it is for me. However, that shouldn't prevent the folks at McGee from celebrating this important contract win. The company's been appointed as the principal contractor for the first phase of the 30 South Colonnade redevelopment on the Canary Wharf estate. Delivering the works for client Quadrant, McGee will undertake key elements of the redevelopment, including the soft strip, structural demolition, facade removal, enabling and structural strengthening. All of that on a 1980s steel frame building, believed to be the first major redevelopment of its kind on the estate. And yes, I do remember it going up like it was yesterday. The complex demolition works includes the removal of 2 stories from the 62-metre tall building above the 11th floor slab while keeping the existing floor slab intact. Once again, you can find out more about that over at demolitionnews.com, but congratulations to McGee on that prestigious contract win. Now, 110 years after International Women's Day began, gender diversity is still a serious issue in the construction industry. That's the key finding of a new survey conducted by recruitment company Search Consultancy. Despite campaigning for gender parity for more than 100 years, the research shows that 68% of managers within the construction industry believe the sector still struggles with a lack of gender diversity. The research was conducted with 1,000 managers and asked respondents to rate how they believed their industry compared against a range of diversity markers. Unfortunately, this research arrived just a little too late to be included in our flash briefing yesterday. However, the subject of gender diversity and women in construction was the subject of last night's live stream show that featured Jackie Miller-Charlton of Miller Groundbreaking. You can check out that show over on demolitionnews.com. And all things being equal, an audio-only version will be available later this morning. I'll tell you now, though, if you only listen and don't watch, you won't be able to marvel at the sheer pinkness of Jackie's jacket. And finally comes the news that we've all been expecting, but we were hoping wouldn't arrive. The Hillhead exhibition has sadly shifted back once again. Yeah, sad news. Having seen so many industry exhibitions postponed or cancelled, there was a hope, I think, that the Hillhead show would offer us the first opportunity to all get back together again. But sadly, that's not to be, and the organisers have taken the unfortunate, but I guess understandable decision to push the show back to next year. Quite what that means to the wider exhibition context remains to be seen. Obviously, we're scheduled to have a Balmer exhibition next year, all things being equal, which means that Hillhead will be going head-to-head with, let's face it, the mother of all construction equipment shows. Now, for those that can't wait that long, the online Hillhead digital event is taking place. I think it's the 30th and 31st of this month. You can find out more about that over at demolitionnews.com. That just about wraps up today's news headlines for the day. I'll be back here again at 10 a.m. tomorrow for another breakfast show. And also watch this space for a new demolition video show that we're currently working on. The first episode is already in the can. It's actually going through the final stages of editing just as we speak. So we'll be bringing that to your screens very, very soon. But until then, have a great day, stay safe, and we will see you again tomorrow. And thanks for watching.